Hey there, last night I did a video, a tag video, talking about genesis of collections. And Falagar and TJ Pyramid responded to that, to the tag video. And they took it a step farther. And I gotta turn the light a little bit here. So I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna talk about that because I've actually got to respond to the response videos because they really were that good. So if you haven't listened to TJ Pyramids and Falagar 517's response video to my original video on this, definitely should. I will try and link both of those down at the end as well as my original video. And they gave me an interesting thing to talk about. So I'm just going to turn on the light and we're going to talk some more. I don't quite remember the year that I started going for DVDs, but I do remember that there's a way I can find out. Let's see if it comes up. Alrighty. Looks like. The release date 2001. Okay, that's what I need to know. In early 2000s, about 2000 or so, I think, I started collecting DVDs. Well, first off, I went out and I excitedly bought a Blu-ray player, a DVD player, and yes, I bought a Blu-ray player even before they came out. I was that far ahead of my time. I bought a DVD player, and I was really excited. I had been not just a VHS movie collector. I'd been a trader, and trading tapes from different parts of the world. And I had my own company that bought rare and hard to find films from other parts of the world. And to be honest, I made quite a pretty penny on it at that point. That was before, we got into this to the whole parsing. Basically, I wasn't doing it for the parting purpose at the time. I was doing it to get things out for people that couldn't get them, and not at crazy prices like they would go at sometimes. But it did make good money off it because a lot of people wanted things. Convoy was one of the big ones that people wanted back then, and there were a few. But finally it came to the point where I was looking at these DVDs and they looked like phenomenal. I had missed out on the Laserdisc phenomena, so I kind of basically, what's the word? I kind of wanted to make sure that I didn't miss out on DVD. And I brought home my first DVD player. And I got my first movie. I was at a CD Plus. And the first thing I picked up was, and I wish I had this to this day, I really still wish I had this. It was Wishmaster 1 and Wishmaster 2. It was an Artesian, I think it was Artesian, double feature. I think it was a flipper disc. And it was my pride and joy. I was going to have these movies. And ironically, when I finally wrote my first film, and I came out, the first thing I saw was a picture of Andrew Divoff holding my movie, the guy that played Wishmaster. But I plugged it in, I hooked it up to my television set, and it looked like a scrambled cable channel. You couldn't see anything. And that's when I realized that this is the early days of DVD. That I went, I'm not sure if I went online, probably, and remember this is early internet too, so I think I went online and I found out that I needed a box to watch my DVDs. So I just spent a lot of money on a DVD player because they were very expensive back then. And then I had to go and buy a $60 box to attach from my DVD player to my TV in order to keep it from being scrambled, basically unscramble it. That's how I knew it was. Certain TVs could not see it without a certain box that would unscramble the picture. So my first DVD that I ever wanted, the one I asked for that Christmas, and DVDs were really expensive at the time. So when I asked for one DVD, and I had to be sure which one I wanted because that was the one I was getting, and it was Monty Python and the Holy Grail, the 2-disc edition. That's how I found out exactly when I got my DVD player, because I looked at when Monty Python came out, and it came out in October of 2001, which I remember, and that December I actually got that. So that was the start, and I started to buy, every once in a while. I was still buying VHS at the time, and I remember my dad was like, I'm not sure if this DVD thing's going to work, with VHS, because we were selling VHS a lot as well, and because we had kind of a small little ragtag company with flea markets. We sold online and stuff like that. Did eBay. So VHS, we had a lot invested in VHS at the time, but DVD, just the special features. I remember Dark City, and it's Roger Ebert commentary. I think that was probably when I really started to notice commentaries, was Dark City. And I found that I was, because of the type of movie watcher I am, where I want to know everything about movies. That's why when I was watching on VHS and stuff, I was getting movie books and magazines and just ingesting as much as I possibly could. And the features and stuff that was coming out was just incredible. And for me, for somebody that actually not just loves but studies film, it was an amazing time. It was like a rebirth. It was like going from the Anchor Bay clamshell VHS cases to these just sweet. I missed the artwork of VHS. That's one thing that I missed. But there's such great stuff came out in the early days of DVD, and being in Canada, really cool stuff came out, uncensored stuff, and I was kind of proud of that. It was kind of like a stamp of approval, or a stamp of a true collector, in the fact that we could get stuff in Canada that you couldn't get in other countries. As silly as the movies were, Texas Chainsaw, Next Generation, the first people to get Leprechaun in space, all those movies uncut. So, those aren't good movies, but it was just a source of pride at the time. Even Smallville, before the Smallville sets came out, the seasons that came out at all, there was a Smallville pilot DVD that came out, and I had to I bought a bunch of them at the time, because I had to friends of mine from other countries wanted it. So now my first Blu-ray, I don't have my first 3 Blu-rays, and I don't know if they're still available or not. They probably are. I wish I did, but I moved away. But my first Blu-ray player was actually a PS3, and I wanted to basically the PS3 was my way to getting into Blu-ray, and Blu-ray was expensive at the time, so I bought the what was it? Well, it just came out actually. The Blade Runner 5 Blu-ray, 5-disc Blu-ray set, and it's kind of in a little case. And I bought I know early on I bought Nightmare on Elm Street, the original Nightmare on Elm Street, and this was the Canadian release, not the American release that would come later. And I also grabbed up, God, it's hard to remember, but it's ones that stood out. One that I really wish I still had, and it kills me that I don't have, and I don't have this movie, and it's one of my favorite movies. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Ultimate Edition that came out on Blu-ray. I I was one of my pride and joy of my entire collection was my Texas Chainsaw. I watched it and all of the features more times than you can even possibly imagine. And when I was moving to here, I sold off 90% of my collection in order to facilitate the move. So what you see now is a rebuilt collection from what I had before. Much bigger than the collection I had before, but still, I'm still rebuilding and trying to get back some of the stuff that I lost in the move here. And probably one of the ones that I regret most is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Ultimate Edition Blu-ray. And haven't found it around since. So maybe someday I'll get it back. But it was a biggie for me. So when those were the start of my collection, my Blu-ray, my DVD, and to go one step further, because you guys did go a step further when you responded, an amazing step. I remember wanting Doctor Who stuff so bad, and going to the store and seeing how freaking expensive it was. And my better half actually turned me on to actually checking on Amazon UK, which I hadn't even thought about at the time. And the first Doctor Who DVD I bought was probably not one that you would expect somebody to pick as their first Doctor Who DVD, because I had gotten Ark in Space years before. The original edition of Ark in Space that came out to didn't have a lot of features, but this was my first real Doctor Who DVD, my first UK one, and it was Time in the Randy, and because I wanted the features that were on that DVD really, really bad. It was the first Sylvester McCoy, and I really wanted that. And that actually, the day that I got that, I was so excited that I went out and I ordered the New Beginnings box set and a couple others. And of course, afterwards, Arrow came along and I collected them as well. I can't remember what my first steelbook was. I was not really into the flashy special editions. I wasn't into steelbooks or digibooks. My first digibook, to be honest with you, it came about because I was at Blockbuster. It was closing out. Everything in the store was $1 each. And brand new, no matter what it was, Blu-ray, DVD, games, whatever, everything was $1 each. And I actually skipped work that day to make that sale. And the first digibook that I grabbed there was the original Clash of the Titans from Ray Harryhausen with Harry Hamlin. But that's been the start of my collection, and it's grown since then. I could go into my first TV thing, which was Adventures of Superman season 1 and 2, I think, and just stuff that I really got into. I never thought I was going to get into DVDs the way that I did. Obviously, I kind of did, but and Blu-rays, and will Blu-rays ever surpass? What I got now in DVDs. That's a good question. I mean, I'm getting more Blu-rays on a daily basis, but I'm still buying DVDs. I'm getting more DVDs on a daily basis. But that's my answer to your guys' answer, which was fantastic. If you guys aren't subscribed to TJ Pyramid or Falgar 517, there are links to their videos, that responses will be down below in the box. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great night. And for me right now, since it's late at night, it's that time, that special time, that once a day time. It's time for tea.